Welcome to the Football Show on PLZ Soccer, sponsored by Arnold Clark. I'm Peter Martin. It's Friday. We're looking forward to a great weekend of football in Scotland, all in the company of Alan Rough, Barry Ferguson and Joe Miller. What a trio ready for that big game on Sunday, and of course some fantastic games to look forward to on the Saturday as well. It's Friday, it's the last day of the transfer window, Ruffy, and there's been a fair bit of consternation. Players who sometimes get the moves, players who do not. Let's have a look at those headlines. Yeah, we'll also get the thoughts of the lads on last night's performances for Celtic and Rangers, and of course we'll be looking at that draw as well. Let's first of all deal with the burning issues, because players coming in and going out seems to be the main problem. First of all, at Celtic, Ruffy, Moussa Dembele. Now Brendan Rodgers has said today that photograph looks as if it's right up his street, because he's in a huff at the moment. He wanted to go. Celtic are digging their heels in, they're not letting him go, and it looks as if he's unlikely to feature in the game on Sunday against Rangers. Yeah, by all accounts, it looks as if he feels as if he's been let down. I think we had the same scenario with BOYATA. They seem to think they've been promised if a decent offer comes in, they'll be allowed to leave the place. That doesn't seem to be the case, and you're right. You know, the reason BOYATA never got playing last week was because his head wasn't in the right place, and I'm sure Dembele's head won't be in the right place either as we speak. Yeah, Joe Miller, have you ever witnessed anything like it? Here are the tweets from Moussa Dembele. A man without his word is nothing. A real man keeps his word. A lie has many variations. The truth, none. You know, we're wondering whether one of them is a real dig at Brendan Rodgers. The Celtic manager hopes not, but clearly he's an unhappy striker. Yeah, but I've never seen it before, because normally players just get on with their job and let their agents deal with it, and the management and the clubs, but this seemed to be a personal thing here. I think it's maybe the boy's been promised something, and maybe Celtic or Brendan Rodgers has went back in his word, so this is why he's come away with these tweets. Well, that's the point here, and again I would suggest to you it's speculation because we don't know the facts on it, Barry, but as Joe suggested there, the unknown part is what promises were made. Yep. Was there a figure set in stone that if they reach that, then they agree to sell him, and then everybody gets the cut, whatever that was agreed in the deal? But for whatever reason, BOYATA was an unhappy chappie when he didn't get to Fulham. And now you've got Moussa Dembele. I mean, again, even with the signing of Yusuf Malumbu on a free transfer and Filip Benkovic potentially coming in on a loan deal, Celtic fans must be looking, thinking, what is happening? Yeah, it's strange. It's not happened in at Celtic, anything like this for a couple of years. I agree with Joe. It looks to me, if he's been promised, if a decent offer comes in, he'd be allowed to leave. Now they're speculating it's 18 million. I think that's a good price for Dembele, if I'm being honest. If I'm Celtic, I would have took that. Now, I know he's a top striker, but £18 million, a lot of money. But there's things coming out of Celtic the last couple of weeks, obviously BOYATA, now Dembele. So I think it's no rosy in at Celtic just now. It looks for Dembele as when he was on a high and playing well in the Champions League, there was a bid come in, and I think somebody's probably said to him, look, just sit with us now, and if another one comes in, we'll let you go. And that's why he's upset. He's done his part of the bargain. He's kept his head down. He's not complained. He's not said, I want out the door. Now a bid's come in, and they've said no. But I'm surprised in this day and age he's not had a sell-on clause. Yeah. Every time you see a player, big money players, it's 25 million sell on, 40, 50, whatever. I'm surprised he's not got that in his contract. It's the timing of everything, though. I mean, why wait? I think that what's upsetting most of the Celtic fans, it's the timing of everything. It's a transfer deadline day, and we've had all the close season there to do some business. Everybody knew what was required. Nothing happened. No players came in, no defenders. The defence wasn't strengthened. We lost our good players and they weren't replaced. Now this is what's upsetting the fans, and it also must be upsetting the players, because
you know, all of a sudden there's a last minute bid for him and they've got promises that they could talk to a club if that bid maybe comes in. And the manager's and he's in a position as well where he doesn't want to let the player go because he's got nobody to replace him with. He's not been shopping in the market for another striker. It's probably came out the blue. So I think there's pros and cons for both sides, especially the manager, where he feels as if he needs to keep Dembele because he wants to go and challenge for the league and the treble again.
I don't get why they leave things to the last minute.
That's what I mean, and this is what
I think with the last couple of seasons, Celtic have been way by far the best team, so that's the best time to go and strengthen.
They've been dragging their heels. I mean, you've had a World Cup there.
Aye.
We've had a World Cup competition, and then there's been plenty of time to go look at players at the end of last season, and then do your work over the close season.
Get your business done early. It's the opposite across the road at Rangers. At least he's went in and done his business real early, get 10, 11 players in, and it's the same thing. Look at what happened with McGinn. Let him go down to Aston Villa, do his medical, and then go and agree a fee when they should have done it a week previous to that, and John McGinn would have been a Celtic player.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that's been angering everyone, and it's not as if it's an isolated incident, Ruffy. We've been banging on about it in this programme. It's a regular occurrence. I tell you, I wouldn't rule him out going before this transfer window closes. Somehow Leon up it to 20 million, then they eventually have to scurry about. As Joe mentioned there as well, excuse me, it's the last minute, and then suddenly they have to go and try and buy somebody else. If they let him go tonight and don't buy somebody, all hell will let loose, because there's a lot of people who are unhappy the way it's going at the moment. On the positive note, on the park, Ruffy, Saduva weren't any great shakes, let's be honest about it. I never thought Celtic were going to have any problem with them.
No, I don't think any of us thought there would be any problems with them at all. That even over there they should have won that game as well, but they'd be quite happy to get through into the group stage. At the end of the day, that's what it was all about for Rangers and Celtic, to get in there. But as we've seen the draw today, and you keep saying is, you can see the teams that are in it, it just does nothing for you. And you thought maybe Rangers and Celtic maybe got a glamour tie, maybe an Arsenal, but that didn't happen either. So I think they'll really, I don't think Rangers will struggle to fill that stadium, because that's what the Rangers supported want back into Europe. I think Celtic might struggle to fill the stadium with the teams that they've got.
Yeah, the one thing I must apologise to everyone for is rule number 1, never show Ruffy the running order when he just runs ahead before everybody else. Here's what happened last night. Yep, Celtic in there in the group stages. We'll look at that draw in just a second. What about Rangers, Barry? That was, the most incredible 90 minutes ever that you could witness, and suddenly they find themselves through.
Yeah, but I mean, it's different for Rangers. Look, they've not been in Europe for 8 years. I think the Rangers fans will be happy to get some European nights just back at Ibrox. But on the game, I was biting my fingernails. I was worried. Obviously, the 2 players getting sent off, but fair play to them. They showed good character and good desire to get through, and you've seen what it meant to the manager and the players after the game. Them celebrating. So European football back at Rangers. I'm sure everybody's happy.
Yep, they are indeed. 9 men winning the game in the end on aggregate 2-1. Rangers and Celtic into the Europa League draw. And Joe Miller, what do you make of it? Here is the draw in full. It was conducted in Switzerland today. Salzburg, Leipzig, Rosenborg and Celtic in Group B there. What's your reaction to that draw?
Well, you know, as Ruffy touched on, there's no big names and they could struggle to fill the stadium, but I don't think so. I think Celtic will go along and you know, I think the fans will play a big part on the season again. So, you know, I think the positive for last night was that the fans got behind the team, and that will help them carry on in the group stages as well.
Is that winnable?
That's winnable, yeah, totally. They should think that they're going to go top there. Yep. Quite easily. I don't think they should have any problems looking at it on paper.
Yeah. Barry, what do you make of the Rangers draw? Because as Ruffy alluded to, that looks slightly tougher.
No, it is tougher. I mean, Villarreal, they're a very good team. Spartak Moscow always going over there is always going to be difficult. It's different, as I said, I mentioned earlier on, Peter, it's different. Rangers have not been in Europe for a long time, and there's a couple of decent teams in there. So it's going to be a difficult one. But they'll have a chance of qualifying and getting out it.
Yeah. In contrast here, Ruffy, you know it's not a tournament that I like, but nevertheless, we've got interest in it, which is the first thing. Yep. There are two different things here. There's Rangers, as Barry said, it's been a long journey back and now European football. That's one, the expectation is great, making it. For Celtic, I think a lot of fans are looking and thinking, you know, Europa League, you know, they'll go to it, but it's not where they want to be.
No, that's why I'm saying, you know, I think it might be difficult to fill the stadium. Celtic fans have been spoilt on Barcelona coming and Milan and all these big sides, and now they've got these sides there. You know, yeah, the fans will always turn up and see their team, particularly if they're going to win the group. But it's great, as you say, that the two of them are there, and hopefully they can get in to the latter stages as well. But just now, it doesn't really excite you from looking in. I mean, we're not all neutrals, but for the guys, you know, like Barry.
I'm buzzing. back in Europe.
Yeah.
Barry,
did you just announce there, Ruffy, that everybody's neutral in the studio?
Yeah. Well, Partick Thistle aren't in the Europa Cup, are they? No, I'm saying that Steven Gerrard's brief was make us a better team and take us into Europe, and he's done it. Next one he's got to do is Sunday. Yeah. That's him done a treble.
Yeah. That's a brilliant way you've painted that picture. Just before we move on to the other games, the other players that are coming in and out at various clubs, Barry, it's Eros Greda on a 4-year deal. It's Joe Worrell on a loan deal. Talk of Gareth McCauley potentially coming in as well, just to add that cover in the back line. He's done his business. Yeah,
he's, again, what I said earlier on in the programme, that's one thing about him. He did sign a lot of players early doors, get them in pre-season, get them to know the club and the demands that come with playing at Rangers. And to be fair to the board, they've backed him. He's brought in a lot of players, a lot of good players. So fair play to the board. I was a bit undecided whether they were going to back him with a lot of money, but they've certainly put their hand in their pocket and gave him the funds to go and strengthen Rangers, because it's made a difference on the pitch. You can see that they're definitely a better team than they were last year.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a fair few faces coming into clubs before we get to the midnight hour elsewhere in the Scottish Premiership. Just a few that we'll go through and then discuss the games. But as far as Kilmarnock are concerned, they've brought in Wolverhampton Wanderers forward Bright Enabakari on loan till January. James Keating's, Ruffy, it's amazing how it all goes full circle, is back at Hamilton from Dundee United. So there's an interesting one. Calvin Miller, we knew about, he's now confirmed as a loan deal to Dundee. I think Hearts will probably go down to the wire trying to get a centre-half and maybe David Vanacek, but Hibs, no chance of Scott Allen, and Effie Ambrose could be on the move, Ruffy.
Yeah, that's a sore one for Hibs. We already touched on the 3 players that they've missing. They've moved on, which I think might come back to bite them later on in the season. He's certainly brought in some quality players. I think his main aim was to get Kimberry back and McLaren. You know, he's done that, so he's got goal scorers. But you're right, if McGregor doesn't come back very quickly and Ambrose is leaving, they could be short at the back.
Yep. And over and above that, as we get ready for the weekend, just one or two signings, Joe, at the last minute could make all the difference from a league position as you go into the winter months.
Well, if you know, let's just say if Dembele did move and then Brendan Rodgers does have somebody in mind and brings in a striker, that could give everybody a lift. But but it was pleasing to see the past couple of games is the way BOYATA played and responded. Although he was getting a wee bit of stick off the fans, he's responded magnificently. Last night he was flawless. He did what he had to do last night, albeit it wasn't a great opposition, but a different story on Sunday. This is where he'll be asked to step up the plate a wee bit more and pull out all the strings and boss himself at the back.
Okay, let's look at the fixtures over the weekend and see exactly what's on offer Saturday into Sunday. Aberdeen against Kilmarnock, Dundee, Motherwell, Hamilton against St Johnstone, Hearts, St Mirren, Livingston against Hibs, and then it's a time where 12 o'clock on a Sunday where none of us will be speaking to each other because we'll all be in the zone for Celtic against Rangers at 12 noon. And looking at the fixtures there, Ruffy, Aberdeen against Kilmarnock at Pittodrie. Aberdeen, speculation I think that might be confirmed over the next 24 hours that they've just rejected a £7 million bid from Aston Villa for Scott McKenna. Now, that just shows you the resilience up there at Pittodrie, that they're going determined to hold on to him even when Celtic were sniffing.
Yeah, I'd like to believe that the player and the manager are very close together, and he'll be given the same promises that I suppose Dembele have got. Just let this bid go. There'll be bigger clubs will come in for you, and if the boys get his head screwed in, he'll probably listen to what Derek's telling him.
Yeah, well, or basically he gets onto Twitter and starts firing out secret subliminal messages, Joe, because he's peeved.
I think the thing over the past couple of seasons that we've been talking about it over the years, that there's been a lot of players moved down south, and there've been bargains for the teams down south. But they're digging. The clubs up here now are starting to dig their heels in. They're starting to get a realistic price on the, for players going to the English market. So, fair play to the clubs for holding out.
Yeah, okay. Aberdeen against Kilmarnock then. Who do you see winning that one, Barry?
I think Aberdeen are strong at home, and I'll go for Aberdeen.
Yeah, Joe, you going with your
I'll
club?
go with Aberdeen.
Yeah,
Aberdeen for me, yeah.
Okay, I think we're all agreed on that one. Dundee against Motherwell. What a big time it is for Dundee. Kenny Miller's in there. I think they might get the win. What about yourself, Joe?
I'm going with the way Motherwell played against Rangers last week. I thought they were, there's a good performance in there. I think they'll do well. I think they're going to surprise everybody this year.
Motherwell to win?
Motherwell to win.
Well, there you are.
Dundee, I said last week it was a must-win for them to get beat at St Johnstone. They've got to win this game tomorrow. I think Kenny coming in will be a big boost for them. Important guy in the dressing room, so I think Dundee will just win by a goal.
Ruffy?
Yeah, I think Dundee, although they haven't been getting results, have been creating chances. They've just not stuck the ball in the back of the net, and I don't think any of us would not think that Kenny Miller might score tomorrow, as he usually does.
Yeah, right, listen. It's, Joe doesn't, but nevertheless, he's in. He'll feel like a kid again. I mean, he still thinks he can play into his 40s. I think he's got the right idea. He's kept himself in great shape. I hope he does play into his 40s.
Well, one thing about Kenny is he looked after himself always when I played with him.
Yeah.
Proper professional.
Do you wish you'd played into your 40s?
I could have. I never had my last operation on my ankle. The surgeon says at 37 that was it.
Yeah.
So I've got to go with his advice.
Yeah. Joe, do you wish you hadn't tucked in at 24?
I'm not retired yet.
Joe thinks he's Chris Commons.
You told me I was retired.
Ruffy, you actually, to be fair to you, I think you were about 37.
Yeah.
Were you 40?
40, yeah.
40,
yeah.
Which is magnificent. Where did all the money go, Ruffy?
Yeah. You have to get the money to see where it went.
See where it went. Hamilton, Aki, St Johnstone. James Keating's in there. If he can stay fit, that's been his problem, really.
Yep. Draw for me. Draw.
I think St Johnstone will win it.
Yeah.
St Johnstone.
Yep, same here. I was just wondering if maybe you're trying to shadow me at the moment. It'll all become apparent shortly before we finish.
No, listen, I put my results in first.
Yeah, okay, it's a fair point, actually. I think Saints will win that one. Hearts against St Mirren. I am in the Hearts camp. at them. I've been shouting from the high heavens since the start of the season. I think they're going to be, I'll go as far as to say I think Hearts are going to be top 3, Joe, this season.
No, I don't think so. I think they'll slip up.
Yeah.
It's a long campaign. I don't think their squad's big enough.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be a draw this weekend.
Okay.
Well, I think Hearts will win by 2 or 3 goals.
Yep, Hearts for me.
Yep, Hearts for me as well. And good to... thinks I'm copying him. And of course, good to see Craig Levein is back home after that heart scare as well. I think it was great when he was out on Twitter, just mentioning the fact that so many people right across the divide, it's only a game of football, and Hibs fans as well, wishing him well. So great to see him back. He'll pick the side for Saturday, and Austin McPhee will do what he does and coach from the side as well. Livingston against Hibs, Ruffy. This one, I've got it as a draw. What about you?
No, I think Hibs might just edge it by the odd goal.
Have you, in the 5 or 6 years that we've been on the programme, ever tipped anybody to beat Hibs? Joe, I can't remember, can you?
I can't remember either, no.
Barry's only been on for a couple of years. He can't remember either. So Hibs
No,
to
I'm
win.
sticking with Hibs.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go for a draw on this one, Baz.
Hibs have got too much quality for me.
Yeah.
Hibs.
Yep.
Hibs to win it?
Yep.
Okay, all 3 of you. Right, that's fine. The big one. Celtic Rangers. Joe, who's going to win it and why?
I think Celtic will get their act together on Sunday. I think playing at home advantage, in front of the crowds, I think 2-0.
Yep. Now, the great thing about asking you two is because every time we do a recording, you switch, you change your mind. I mean, I think in a 25-minute period over the last couple of days, you've had 2 different scorelines. So, Barry Ferguson, on the evidence of what you're seeing now, players coming in, who's going to win it?
I think Rangers will go there and with a game plan. I think they'll come away with something. I think they'll come away with a draw. I honestly do. I'm not sitting on the fence here. I do think...
A draw's a prediction?
Yep. I think it'll be 1 each.
1 each.
And I'm more confident this time. No overconfident. I just see there's a different mentality about the place. He's certainly changed that. And it's another test for this new team. And they've had a lot of tests. I know it's early in the season. But certainly they're a lot better than they have been. And I'm a lot more confident than I have been over the last couple of years.
Ruffy?
He's got Rangers 3-0 here.
No, he's not.
No, I think it will be really, really close. I think there'll be goals. Both defences will shed, I think. But Celtic might just edge it 2-1, just basically because there's not enough Rangers players for me have played in this kind of game, and they might just get caught up in that a wee bit. But I think it'll be really close.
Okay. Thank you very much to our lads for joining us on the show, Alan Ruff, Barry Ferguson and Joe Miller. It will all unfold over the course of the weekend, and on Monday we will look back over Saturday's matches and Sunday as well. From the team here, don't forget to tell your mates about the programme, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Good night.